What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Eric, aka Young God, coming to you live in the Green Dungeon, giving it to you real, raw, rugged. And I'm gonna let the person on the phone introduce himself, man. Who we got?
What's up, man? It's Frak, Frak the MC. I rap.
I just want to say thank you for having a good signal, because a lot of people at FaceTime have like terrible signal and it breaks up and stuff. So I just want to appreciate that, man. You have very good signal right now.
I'm going broke, but I'm keeping that premium Wi-Fi package on deck.
You got to, man. Hopefully, what's the bill they pass? Like make you pay more for Wi-Fi and like service and stuff. Whatever the bill they pass to make you pay more. Hopefully, still get money to have good service, because definitely interview a lot of people and like they have like terrible service and they'll text me and they'll be like, "Hey man, like why I look so bad?" I'm like, "Hey man, why your Wi-Fi so bad, man? It's your fault." So thank you, man. But how you doing today?
Life is good, man. Not bad.
That's good, man. My day is going pretty good. Kind of hungry. Just ate, but I need to eat again. Trying to gain some more weight. But yeah, man. You seem like this is really random, but you seem like a guy. You know, you're. I feel like we're probably like the same build or whatever. Are you? Do you hit the gym or whatnot?
You say I'm part of the what?
I say we look like we have the same build. Like you look pretty skinny. I'm pretty skinny. Word. Yeah. Do you hit the gym?
I think people forget though that I have hands. You know what I mean? No. I mean, I go to the gym occasionally. Mostly play basketball, which is I just moved to a spot where I got a little outdoor court, so just be hooping mostly.
So you play basketball? You a good basketball player?
I'd say I'm above mediocre.
Okay. I mean, we could definitely set something up one day and put it on YouTube, and I could watch you, and
I've been thinking about doing a YouTube series where I like interview rappers and I play horse with them.
I think that's a good one. You should definitely start doing that.
Yeah, I might have to.
What's your basketball game? Like, you a shooter, a passer? What are you good at?
I'm a shooter and a passer. Those are actually my two strengths. I mostly like drive and kick or take threes. Okay. I'm kind of a liability on defense because of my asthma, but you know.
Yeah, I have. That's why I actually do go to the gym, because I have a terrible cardio. Like, I get tired super duper quick. So yeah, it fucking sucks to have like asthma, just terrible cardio or whatnot. But yeah, I think you should definitely do a horse series. I think that'd be a good little watch for people out there.
That's a fact.
You definitely should do that. But let me just bring it back to how I even discovered you. Well, before I even do that, I go on this site called KanyeToThe, and I know you were a member of the site, KTT or whatnot. And I just want you to explain to people, what is that site and how did you even discover it?
So is that where most of your fan base comes from?
No, it's really YouTube. Like, I think it's YouTube and KTT, but it's mostly YouTube.
Word. Well, man, KanyeToThe, as much as now it's KanyeToThe, but when I joined it was KanyeToThe. I was 13. I think it was right at my bar mitzvah, because I got a laptop as my bar mitzvah gift. So I copped that, and then it was right before graduation dropped, I remember. So like there was a lot of buzz on the site, and the site was getting a lot bigger, but I was one of the more early adopters of it. It was still kind of a niche site. And man, I can't tell you what an impact on my career KanyeToThe has had, even though I haven't really been on in like maybe a decade. It's still like, no, that's not true. More like 8 years. But I think that, first of all, just a place to express your love of Kanye West. And I think Kanye is such a creative legend that it brings creative people together. And there was this little community on the cut end of it called Creative Talk. And it was basically a little section for underground rappers. And we would post songs, hate on each other, but there was like a whole community. Like, we literally were like a little label on there, and we'd all give each other feedback and review each other's albums. And it was like such a key spot for me as a like developing MC to like be inspired by other people doing it. And like, this is like the beginning of like the SoundCloud generation. This was actually pre-SoundCloud, so we were all sharing our shit on Z-Share. And like we were it was dope, man. It was like we were all doing our DIY thing with like GarageBand, and like we were out there, a bunch of producers on there, and we were all like working together. And like a lot of dudes you see buzzing now are from there. Like Kevin Abstract, Brockhampton, obviously, famously all met there. Toki Lou, I don't know if you heard of him.
I don't think so.
I think a lot of your listeners will have heard of him. He's really on the come up right now. He used to go by Wanda on that site. Grand Marshall is this cat who got signed by A-Track in Philly. He started from that site. I have songs with all these dudes, like the most embarrassing shit with all these fools. But that's where I think it was really a breeding grounds for really talented artists. And I got super inspired by a lot of those dudes. Like when people ask me like who inspired you to rap, I think obviously Kanye and Lupe are probably my number one answers. But when it comes to like the real answer, it's like those like mediocre underground rappers on KanyeToThe, because like we were all fucking coming up together, you know.
Are you fans of any of those people now, like their current music?
Oh yeah. Kevin Abstract is like what they're doing with Brockhampton is like unbelievably inspiring, bro. Like I went to their concert and I was just stunned because I knew all these dudes and their online personas, and to see them like pack out concert hall full of tweens in San Francisco and just see everyone fucking like mobbing and mosh pitting was like super dope. And Toby Lou, super fire, highly recommended. Grand Marshall, super fire. There's dudes who haven't even made it from there, like CJ the Genesis, M Trey. I'm forgetting people too, but like a lot of dudes who are like still really underground dudes who I heavily fuck with. So yeah, the community's still popping off.
So I know you're also known for your battle rapping, also music and battle rapping. Which one came first? Was it the music because of the? Oh, you good. You can walk and talk. I'll talk while you're walking. But yeah, I'll comment more. Yeah, I'll comment on what you said while you're walking. I do think KanyeToThe or KanyeTalk at the time did birth a lot of like creativity or whatnot. I think a lot of that in this day and age is kind of like ruined because I feel like there's so many people that want to be a rapper that a lot of people, the consumers, are very rejective towards things. It's like, oh, another rapper, instead of like, oh, this is a new rapper, let me give some feedback. Instead, it's just like, I don't want to listen to your music. Do you see the I don't know how to word this, but do you think that that's a negative or a positive that people are rejective to new rappers? Because I think that, yes, that could be a negative, but I could see how somebody could look at that as a positive because too many rappers could water down or like over pollute the rap game or whatnot. So I don't know, what is your take on, I guess, like just so many rappers coming in?
It's a great question, man. There are way too many rappers right now, and I think the that's because of two things. One, like the social media age we're in encourages self-indulgent promotion and encourages people to be like, look at me, validate me with likes, validate me with shares. I'm making moves. And there's nothing that like encompasses all that shit more than being a rapper. You could be an Instagram model, you could be a photographer, but nothing brings together music, ego, and like it just is all brought together by hip hop. And it's bad. I think it's a bad thing. I think that there's too many rappers, and I think that people do it for the aesthetic and the vibe and to be validated without knowing the craft. And I think that's actually a problem. I think people want the accolades of being a rapper without really doing their homework or working on their shit or like doing more than downloading a Kid Cudi type beat from YouTube. But at the same time, the accessibility that the internet provides is so dope, and like that's what created that KanyeToThe community, that we could all post our shit and listen to it. And without that, even though it's I think got a little too OD, I think overall it's a positive that we're able to be creative and just show everyone off rip. You know what I mean?
I feel like aesthetic was a word that kind of stuck out to me, what you just said, because I remember watching this YouTuber a long time ago, a dude named Nick Bag. Shout out to Nick Bag. And he basically said that in the point, this was like 2012. He was like, weed is not even like a drug in rap anymore. It's more of like an accessory. So like when you like, I got my jeans, I got my shoes, and I got some weed, or I got my blunt or whatnot. So when you say that people are like not even becoming rappers, they become rappers more of an aesthetic. I think it's now coming to the point where like I got my jeans, I got my shoes, I got my weed, and now I'm a rapper. It's not even like, yeah, I like this. It's more of like a fashion statement or aesthetic or a statement. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I just think that's interesting that you said rap is an aesthetic.
And I'd even take it a step further and be like, lean is like that, because
Yep,
it's like
it is.
half these kids that even like I like teach and like do freestyling with kids after school, and half these kids are rapping about promethazine and like Percocet who've never done it.
Yeah.
It's just the aesthetic and idea of it, and that the music sounds trippy and sounds druggy. And yeah, I think even the title of being a rapper, like you're saying, fits within that too.
I think rap is becoming too much of a it's like a fashion statement. It's like I got this, I got that, instead of like these people might not even do lean, like you just said. They're just rapping about it because it's like, oh, I'm gonna take a picture with a double cup in my hand because it looks cool. So yeah, I think the love of rap is decreasing as rap gets older. I feel like people are just doing it to be cool or whatnot. So I do agree with you on that. I guess to simultaneously go back to this, do you feel like battle rap will ever get to that point? Before we even get to you being a battle rapper, just to stick on this conversation, do you think battle rapper ever get to the point where it's like, I'm a battle rapper, it's like an aesthetic just to be a battle rapper?
You know what? It's a little bit different, but it's similar, because battle rap is even more watered down than hip hop, in the sense that people don't even fuck with hip hop or battle rappers. Like these kids, like no one does it to rap. Like back in the day, people battle rapped on the side so their music could pop off. Mm-hmm. And now it's its own industry, right? Like you could be a professional battle rapper, or you can do battle rap as a hobby. Yeah. But these kids don't know how to rap, so it's just a bunch of dudes who watch famous battle rappers, figure out their little gun bar hands, choreograph it, and it's too much. It's honestly too much fandom. Like I think fandom is beautiful to a point, and wanting to do something you're a fan of is awesome. But I think right now it's like bring your kid to work day. Honestly, like kids are just like, these kids are just doing it to do it and say that they did it, and they get really competitive with it. And I think it makes it corny, especially because battle rap is in this adjustment phase where it went from not like there's no beat, it's just a cappella, and these kids are rapping with no rhythm. So it's just they're just pretty much saying puns out loud, and I think battle rap is suffering from it. But it's funny because that I think the difference is they're not interrelated. Like battle rap and hip hop, they're not the same industry anymore. So, but they're suffering from the same.
I was watching Champion one time, and Tech Nine said that a lot of battle rappers don't know how to rap these days. Like they literally just get into battle rap, not even making music. Can you tell when somebody's like that? You could tell, like I could tell that person how to rap.
Yes,
you could tell
off bat, as soon as they hit their first bar, you could be like, that dude probably listens to country music. Yeah. He just likes, you know what I mean? Like there's a whole like consortium of white rappers who don't even fuck with hip hop. They just do battle rap because they like the idea of like being anti-political correct and like hurting someone's feelings. And then there's a whole stream of like rappers from New York who aren't always white, but it's more like they just want to do it to say the dopest punchline, but they don't actually want to do it for the rap. I think some rappers are keeping that alive with that rhythm and cadence, and I think when you do it differently, battle rap fans respond because they know. But yeah.
Can you be a fan, or are you fans of battle rappers who you could tell don't make music?
Yeah. I mean, maybe not. There's some, like Hollow, for example, Hollow the Don. His whole shtick is like, I don't make music, fuck it, and he's the best of all time to me. But he still uses musical cadence in his bars, like he still raps. So I think you can not make music and still incorporate musicality. You know what I mean?
Okay, so I guess to rewind a little bit, we talked about how you got into rap, the KanyeToThe help. What made you get into battle rap?
It's a funny story, man. I was always a fan of it, but I never wanted to be it, because I saw it as a bunch of rappers who kind of had stagnant music careers. But then when I was like 16, 17, I won this thing called the MC Olympics, which is like a national competition for like rappers under 19. And then there was this dude from Tourette's Without Regrets. I don't know if you've heard of this, but it's this crazy event in Oakland. If you have any Bay Area listeners, y'all should go. There's like burlesque and like nudity and circus and comedy, and then there's a freestyle rap battle. And he's like, dude, you gotta come out. It's an 18 plus event, but I'll get you in. You got a freestyle battle. I was like, I'll do a song there. He's like, okay, you come and do a song there. So I went and did a song, and then he called me up for the rap battle. And mind you, there's like 500 people there. So it's like a freestyle rap battle. My first one in front of like 500 people. I'm like, fuck, I didn't want to do this. But I think I did well. I did well. I got to like the finals. And I think I might have got my ass beat in the finals. But I ran through 3 rappers. And I was like, okay, I see this. Like, it's not, I always thought it was just like, I had too much of a positive mentality to do it. But it wasn't really negative. You know what I mean? It's based on something negative, which is insulting another human. But at the end of the day, when you're having fun, it's like you're collaborating with them. If y'all know the rules, and you're just clowning. So then from there, Dirtbag Dan, who's a local battle rap, he has a league. I tried out for his league, did well, and then I got accelerated really quickly into King of the Dot. And then, honestly, it kind of went by with a blur. I didn't really have a choice. I just became a battle rapper. And I think I've been able to use battle rap's fans to promote my music and use my music to promote my battle rap. So I'm not mad at it, but it's definitely been a funny journey.
Now, how stressful is it to be a battle rapper? Because I feel like I look at a lot of battle rap and it's very interesting. Like when I see people choke, it could be to something going on in their life, lack of preparation. Because personally, right now, my favorite battle rapper is New Jersey Twerk, and just had a big choke against DNA. So, for you, do you even think about I'm not going to choke, or is that something that doesn't even cross your mind? Like, how do you avoid choking?
I think so I started freestyle battling, which is kind of like a lost art. No one really watches it anymore. But I think coming from that school of thought, where you can just go off top at any time, it gives me a little safety net. If I fuck up, I can freestyle. But you're asking me if it's nerve-wracking? Bro, it's disgustingly nerve-wracking. The written battles, you have to fucking research a dude, write a Shakespearean monologue about him, Facebook stalk him, watch his other battles, memorize it, and then it's unlike anything else. If you memorize a monologue for a play, you know exactly who's going to cue you in, what the crowd's going to do. But in a battle, you don't know anything that could happen. You don't know. So people hate on people for choking, like Twerk and other people. But I was like, man, I have empathy for anyone who chokes because it's so hard. It's unlike any other art form in that sense. And before every battle, I'm on the precipice of shitting my pants. I have taken such terrible dumps next door to battle rap venues every time. Just straight unhealthy dumps. But at the end of the day, it's worth it for that moment when there's no adrenaline when you're just killing some shit in a battle, and the crowd's on your side.
See, for me personally, I don't battle rap or anything, but I do a lot of things where I used to do at school where I would just perform perform in front of a whole bunch of people. For example, I did something called National Signing Day. That's where all the athletes go and sign off where they're trying to go to college at. And one of my friends signed off to a big college, so I asked him hey, you should let me do a battle rap / poem type thing to say introduce where you're going to college at. So I get on stage and when I start, everybody's just looking at you, and for me, I knew it was going to be funny. I was going for a more comedic approach. So I feel it's a similarity towards battle rap because once I get that first laugh from the crowd, I'm cooking. So when you get that first yeah, or everybody's going crazy, okay, I'm in my bag now. But if you say a punchline, you it's finna hit, and they just look at you, you're oh man, where am I doing now? So yeah, is that how it is for you?
Marco?
Yeah. When you get to Don DeMarco, you're in the bag. You're definitely in the bag.
Honestly, bro, that was one of my battles. I had that issue where I had just been getting so much love from my battles that you don't plan for when that punchline doesn't hit. And sometimes I think a lot of up and comers suffer from just you expect it to hit and it doesn't, and you're fuck. You're supposed to keep rapping, but you're wait, but you guys were supposed to like that. What?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that that's a major issue we all go through.
Before we transition back to your music, a quick question about battle rap, because I have my own gripes about it. But are there things that you don't like about the battle rap community or battle rappers or just battle rap in general that happens? Because I have a couple things that I think is just terrible. But like, what do you think?
Don't get me started, man. I honestly, before
hold on. Before you answer the question, I'll tell you what sparked the question. It's a funny tweet you tweeted out one time. I think it was Big K versus John John, and it was when John John had like pulled out the poster. You tweeted that, right? That was you, right? Stuff like that is just like really, really weird to me. Like I don't know how that even gets crowd reaction, but my fault. You can answer.
This dude does leisurely activities with his family. What a bitch! Like you gay, bro? Like, you nature? Yeah, man. I mean, I think that's pretty much what that kind of gets to the crux of what's wrong with it. There's like a lot of backwards thinking. There's a lot of like homophobia, misogyny, and then just like dumb shit. Like people diss each other for dumb shit. And I think, like I was saying, there's whole groups of people who just come to it not for this craft.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, battle rap in its most natural form is beautiful. It's like just appreciating bars and appreciating clowning, and there's like no art form like that where it's just there's no beat, it's just you and your words and you're just getting appreciated for being dope. But a lot of people don't come to battle rap for the craft. They come to it for the political incorrectness. They come to it to see someone get dissed. They come to it for the drama, and there's just a lot of negativity in the community. Like I think certain people like Avocado from Ruin Your Day and stuff like that are working on kind of building a more positive battle rap community. But it's just there's a lot of like people who, like I say, I did this for music fans, right? There's a lot of people who, if they came to my concert, I wouldn't want them to be my fans. You know, I don't want you as my fan, man. That would be system. So, but then certain things like my Bricks Belvedere battle, which I feel like is my best one. Was just like a super positive experience. We just like barred out on each other, no hard feelings, a lot of views. So like, when it goes right, it goes right. But yeah, sometimes.
You know, it's funny. I feel like just to be completely honest, when you talk about like a lot of stuff, like I guess like the homophobia, just things like that, I think that stems from New York crowds or New York people in general. Like that's usually weird because when I watch an LA battle,
Where you from, man?
I'm from Florida. Okay, so I did this with Ilmac because I interviewed Ilmac and he understood what I was saying. So I'm asking you the same question. I feel like New York people in general, not all of them, but a lot of New York people, they're just really, in their words, like super just like weird, like corny. It's really weird people to be like, they want to be so tough, like nah, B, like I'm hard, bro, like pause, B. You with a nigga right now? Where the bitches at, B? Like it's just so over the top. And people, okay, so I'm from Florida, and I like people from LA. I feel like LA, like we relate to you guys like a lot. Like it's really weird. Like if you ever come to Florida, you'd be like, oh, this reminds me of LA a lot. But when I talk to New York people, it's like I'm talking to like extraterrestrials. It's like it's just crazy going on right now. Do you understand what I'm saying, or like you don't? Okay, so yeah, it's weird to be bad.
Say peace to your New York audience.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But on the real, like, there's this. That's hilarious to me because if you're saying pause B, you're in a room full of 200 dudes watching dudes do man poetry to each other, aggressive man poetry. Like, pause your life, bro. Like, how are you pausing someone? And also, the idea of pause is crazy to me because sometimes they say pause on shit that's barely gay, like the like mental gymnastics you have to do to like even recognize that as gay means that you're constantly thinking about homosexual. Like, it's cool, come out of the closet if that's what you're about.
I don't mean to cut you off, but I was looking at an interview with some battle rapper from New York. I don't mean to cut you off, but you just stamped something by. Somebody was talking about T-Top, but they called him Top. Like the interviewer called him Top. They was like, oh yeah, I love Top. You said Top? Pause. That's a grown man, B. His name is T-Top. I was like, come on, man. My fault. Keep going. I just had to say that.
I love Top. I love head is the translation of that. Is it gay?
I don't know, man.
Blowjobs now? Man, having a girlfriend is gay. bro. Like that's suspect, man. If you ain't standing by 100 dudes listening to battle rap, that's
mad
wild.
Gay. It's wild game. But no, like, okay, so have you seen Mook versus Averb yet?
Yeah.
Okay, so my favorite part in that battle, which I don't think anybody picked up, it was just really funny to me. It was the gayest moment in the battle, and they were trying to be like anti-gay. That was the funniest part. So Murder Mook was like basically like something rapping about a handgun. You call all these niggas cute. What about the niggas that's handsome? And everybody in the crowd was just like, yeah, like what about the handsome guys? Who thinks cute, Verb? What's your top 5? I'm like, wow, y'all happy to hear this? That was the weirdest thing to be in that whole battle.
You sleeping on them handsome
yeah.
Man. You only going for the cuties, bro. Pause.
Oh man, yeah. New York is a wild place, man. It's an interesting place. How do you think you would like would you, if you would have to battle in New York, do you think you would have to tailor your content different?
Bro, I would just say wild gay shit and see what happens. I would just be there like, I'll suck your dick. I mean, I'd like to battle on Smack, honestly. I think I'd be able to do it. I think people don't imagine it, but I think I'm good at like knowing crowds. Mm-hmm. I don't think it'll ever happen because I think I'm too focused on my music career, and I'll probably just stay in the King of the Dot West Coast kind of lane. But I'm down to battle in New York, man. That's the Mecca, so hopefully one day I'll come in there and just scare some homophobes.
Dude, like last question of battle rap, if you had any dream opponents, who would it be?
That's a good question. Dude, so speaking of John, I was locked in to battle John at an event in Oakland for King of the Dot. And King of the Dot totally dropped the ball on the event. And then John has Hollow now, who's in my opinion the GOAT. So I don't think I'm going to ever get that battle again unless Hollow kicks his ass so bad that he'll go back down to my level. But man, I had so much shit for him because he's a Holocaust denier and a flat earther. So I was just going to...
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
John would be a great one. I'd also really like to battle Sharon. I think I'm like his wild and out white guy. I'm like the socially aware white guy of his nightmares. You know what I mean? But he may never take that battle either. I'd also really like to battle someone more on my level. Would be Award. I think we would make a good Jewish versus Christian clash. You know what I mean?
I feel like John may get you a 3-0 if you pull out a screenshot of you posting on KTT. Like, this man was posting on another man's site. That's gay.
Posted on Kanye.
Pause. That's funny. Speaking of like just retro sites or whatnot, Limewire 03. That is a very, very good album, man. I really do enjoy that album. I like the way you Oh, you even got that's beautiful right there. That's beautiful right there. I love the way you like, speaking of being from Florida, you incorporated one of the most legendary Florida groups hooks on your album, which is the Pretty Ricky hook. It's 5 a.m, so I have to salute you for that. Yeah, that's beautiful, man.
That's actually speaking of Limewire, that's what inspired the whole album actually, because we made that song first. 5 in the morning, and basically what we were trying to do with that song was trying to update it, because 5 in the morning is a song about calling the hotline.
Yeah.
And being like, girl, and dating has changed so much since then. You're not gonna call someone, you're gonna drunk text them or like slide in their DMs. So I was like, how can we update that for the millennial era? So that's what we did with 5 a.m. It was kind of like a drunk texting sad boy anthem. And that gave me the idea to like, okay, what if we kind of took all these old R&B samples, early 2000s, and kind of put a little spin on them for this new like era. And that's why I called it Limewire, because it's like in 2003, that's a lot kind of the era of those samples. And then that's kind of when I was like bootlegging shit from Limewire, and also like that's Limewire to me represents this like that change in culture where everything was accessible, everything was at your fingertips, and like we were talking about earlier, when everyone's a rapper, I think that really changed the way music and people interact.
I feel like also like just not even talking about your rapping on here, but just the female talent that you got on here, I really did enjoy. like Knife, and I think wasn't it a woman singing on 5:01 a.m. or
5:01 a.m. Yep.
Yeah, I loved like I appreciate when people get just like women on in tracks and whatnot, because I feel like, you know, sometimes women could be undervalued in music, so I really do appreciate you for putting them on
I had
there.
the most fire up verse on the whole project, in my opinion.
It's hard.
Her group is called Close Good, and they actually just got signed to a pretty dope label. So I'm pretty certain they're gonna blow up really soon. They just sent me the draft of their album, so I'm gonna keep making stuff with her because she is super talented.
For somebody who's never heard you rap at all, what would be the song on here that you would tell them to go to?
Damn, it depends, man. I have like my little catered things, because like if it's like a music fan of this era of like hip hop fan, I would point them to 5 a.m. or Gravitational. I think those are my favorite songs on the project, just because that's kind of the aesthetic I wanted with Limewire. It was kind of like addictive hooks, R&B, kind of like move away from rappity rap, hippity hoppity, and just kind of give like people dope conceptual songs with some melody. But then if I were to say like a battle rap fan or like a hardcore hip hop fan, I'd say Feng Shui, Small Talk, or Draymond, because those ones I'm like, you know, showcasing the bars and the social awareness and like that type of lyricism. So I guess it depends what you're into.
Well, before I close this out, I just want to say, switching right back over, you know, thank you and thank other people who are in the battle rap community who try to spread positivity and, you know, take it to another level, like Avocado, because I feel like Avocado is finally getting the credit he should get, and I feel like he's he's a guy. He seems like a very good guy. That's like a dream interview of mine. He's a very very.
Oh, I could hook that up for you, man.
If you could hook that up for me, I would appreciate you 20 times to the moon, man. That'll be a beautiful thing right there.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, you, him, other people, I really respect what you guys got going on. And back to your music, because I remember like one of the first songs I heard from you was when you did the Facebook parody rap. You remember you were like,
Oh yes.
that was beautiful. That was beautiful right there, because those are very annoying. Like when people do that, like I'm a white rapper and I'm rapping about space and time.
What's so funny about that song is what I knew was gonna happen is the song's called Delusional Rapper, for people who don't know. And the idea is it's satiring all those like viral rap videos where you see like white rappers, the next Eminem, or like it's so much flame emojis like with little captions on them. And I knew that with people's attention spans in 2018, no one would get past 2 minutes, so they think it's not a parody. They think like that's real, because what happens is it keeps escalating and escalating, and the captions get more ridiculous until the end where it's like, white rapper needs validation, please like and share. Like, you know, like the real honest captions, like if they were being real, what they would say. Like, but hella people just thought it was me trying to, like, it even went viral on Reddit, and hella people were like, another one of these videos, and I was like, keep watching. But that was part of the experiment, you know.
Yeah, shout out to Reddit. I went viral on there one time. I reviewed a Death Grips album, and I like trashed it. They tried to get the main member of Death Grips to like fight me, and they're like sending him the videos like, "Hey, beat this little guy's ass!" And like that was a pretty crazy day. So shout out to Reddit, man. Reddit.
You went viral on Reddit by doing a negative Death Grips review.
Negative Death Grips review.
Holy
It's
shit.
it's pretty crazy. But before we get out of here, anything else you want to say to leave the people with, I guess?
Nah, man, just follow me on the social medias at Frak the MC, Twitter and Instagram. I post funny ass content, and just slap the music on Spotify, and Apple Music and all that. The Limewire 3 was something I put a lot of work into. I'm about to do a music video for each song, so I have one more video left, and then I'm gonna put out like a Limewire 3 movie. So you can subscribe to me on YouTube too. Frak Music on YouTube. I guess I'll just comment on this video when it comes out, so y'all can check out all the videos and stuff, because I'm about to drop a movie and then like rent out a theater in the Bay and like show it. That's probably my next move. But yeah, after that it's new music and new battles, so keep your eyes peeled for the boy, and I appreciate you, man. You're doing dope shit with the channel. Salute to you.
Thank you. And for the people looking at it right now, that you guys should know, I do my little like monthly playlist. I got, I think, 2 of your songs in my August playlist, and they'll come at the end of August. So
Oh, nice. Which two did you go with?
I know it was 5:01 in the morning, and I think it's a song with Knife because I really do like her verse was just beautiful to me. I was like, I don't know who she is, but after that, I'm going to go listen to more of her music. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I'll link you, man. She's fire.
definitely. But until next time, I say what